Hey guys, welcome back to Avorion, episode number 5 of the Indecisive. Today's episode is hopefully going to be a little bit more interesting than the previous one, but yeah, previous episode, we finally got around to, for the lack of a better word, test the whole docking mechanic, and I can see a lot of potential for it, I really do. But the way that it's currently implemented on the Indecisive, with Jerry the Junker being attacked on kind of detachable sort of affair, I don't think that we are going to be using it in this way. So right now the current situation is somewhat similar. So Jerry the Junker, which is our salvager, is a part of the Indecisive. You can actually see where the ship is going to slot in whenever it's not in use. There is just one problem. When is this thing not going to be in use? So for example, we are exploring and we get into a fight. We best our enemies, we have wrecks to salvage. Now this thing, it's small, and it is going to take a while to salvage something. I'm not going to be sitting there for a long time just waiting for it to, finish its job. I'm going to still move around and explore and most likely get into other combat. Right now, that would mean that I have this exposed high-tech stuff simply because that thing is not docked there. And I really don't think that is going to be a good idea. So I think that if we're going to actually do a ship that has, it acts like a mothership for other smaller ships, the whole idea would be that that ship in particular is going to be a platform that has all of its stuff put into jump tech, so that that thing can just kind of keep up. So as we go around and explore, that ship can easily catch up to us if there's any need. The only problem right now is that, at least judging from the map thing, so for example, I have Jerry the Junker, and what did I just do? Well, it's actually not telling me anything. Okay, so here's the thing. There does not seem to be a way to tell a ship to return to dock, so to speak. And so, what are you doing? You're not doing anything. That's fine. Okay. So yeah, that is the current issue with that thing. The docking mechanic is interesting, but right now it does not have the capabilities that I'm looking for it to become a active participant in this Let's Play. I'm still going to, do things with it. It's just that, not yet. But, with this in mind, today I'm going to do something specific. So, over here we have these two sectors where there were, in fact, some hostiles. And currently I have a sum of 180,000 credits, which means that if I lose a ship, I should be able to rebuild it and get the, token from it again, I think. Let's double check that real quick. Let's find out where's the, repair dock, my reconstruction token. So right now, if I have to, I'm going to have to spend 60,000 to get it back. That is within our current credit range. I want to see whether or not this thing is actually capable as a fighting ship, and so I think that the one way that we could test this is to in fact go back to these two sectors. And that is exactly what we're going to do. We're going to leave Jerry over here with the drone in the previous system, and as for ourselves, we are going to go to these two sectors. We are going to go to these 3 pirates first, and then we're going to try the other 4. So this is a nice surprise. I finally have found myself a military control system, so I'm going to grab that right now. And hopefully before we jump into that system with all the pirates, we are actually going to increase the ship's overall Omicron value. Right now we have a firepower of 173 Omicron. Let's see if we can double that before we jump in there. Of course, that's actually going to be taking away from our current stock of credits, and that just means that if we do in fact lose this ship, then it's going to be slightly more risky. But perhaps that is not in fact a completely bad thing. So this actually just maxed out our capacity by a significant amount. So, sorry Jerry, but I cannot afford to actually have you there. We'll have to do something about our energy production first. And we'll have to jump in a little bit later. Okay, here we go. A couple of moments later, this is the current state of the ship. I'm going to probably start adding some more interesting visual decorations on this thing sooner or later. But right now, I'm surprisingly okay with how this thing looks. Now, that's really not saying much because looks-wise, it's fine, but right now we have 4 completely empty slots that we should probably do something about and try to not shoot our hosts in the meantime. Okay, there we go. Jerry is actually done with its current thing. But now I'm stuck with a bit of a dilemma. We need to leave like 60-ish credits for the sake of actually, you know, regaining the ship if we manage to lose it. So our actual choice in terms of what can we... I think I'm going to start selling anything that's not titanium. Oh, actually... defense turrets is probably something we do want. So, let's actually slap those on. I'm having second thoughts of getting into a fight with, like, in this system. Okay. Let's see now. Okay. Note to self, do not turn downwards. The ship has a tendency to try and turn downwards, though, which is, as one might say, not ideal. Okay, that's one. The worst part is, I have a tendency to turn downwards. And it is not helping me. This is legitimately annoying. This thing is not maneuverable enough where I can just take my time and turn towards the enemy. And again, it's approaching from below, and I'm currently losing a lot of HP just a turn. Oh, freaking damn it. And I'm still doing it! Come on, dude! Am I disabled? No, of course not, but the freaking game has a habit of placing the camera above my ship. So it doesn't matter, like, if the ship that I'm trying to shoot is in fact above me or below me, it still is going to try to, like, turn backwards. Like, now I don't even see the ship. Oh, this was not worth it. Or was it? So, Jerry... Get your lumbering buttocks over here. And proceed to do the do. So right now my question is... Did we actually gain anything worthwhile from this adventure? Because I am very, very tempted to say that no, we did not. In fact, we almost lost everything. Yeah, and our firepower has dropped quite a fair bit because some of our turret blocks got shot off. So that makes me wonder if we should even risk having them on these kind of pedestals. I think we'll have to just go back to the original idea of placing them on top of the flat of the hull itself, which is design-wise not ideal, but then again the whole point was to see if we could survive, and I guess if that was the only thing to be tested here, then yes, we did. The one thing that I did do, by the way, and you just saw that in a couple of seconds, was in fact the Jerry just jumped, by the way. Oh, and there is Jerry. Is that I disabled the jump drive. Because otherwise I would be sitting there with, like, no power. Which I am, by the way, still doing. And now Jerry is going to actually do something about those ships. That and the original wreckage. So let's disable this for... Actually, we don't need to disable it. And let's go visit the Repair dock. I'm tempted to see if there's any way I can actually restore the broken blocks first and foremost, and worry about everything else just a tad bit later. So here's the thing. Repair dock, we would need like a 67,000 in money to reconstruct the ship if we lost it, right? And this is something about the mechanic that I've never really understood. How the hell does it think that way? Alright. And yet, when you repair it, yeah, it's cheaper, but you still, like, use iron and titanium, so that means that depending on what your ship is made of, at some point in time it's actually easier to scuttle the whole damn thing. And worry about everything else later. Okay, so, lesson learned. Alas, the hard way. Which means we can't really have these. I'm still not really comfortable about using the chain guns. Okay, 2 here. 2 here. I want to see, can I get more coverage with these? If I start placing them something like this. I know I don't actually have enough gunners. No, never mind, I do. Well, with this modification now, it should be okay for me to turn anywhere. And still it's going to be possible for me to actually aim at whatever it is that I'm trying to shoot. So, we have one more place to go and see if that's in fact a fact. So, getting my ship shot, number 2, the Electric Boogaloo. Let's do it. And the first thing we're going to do, once we jump into the system, is, of course, to disable the jump drive. And here we go. So my question here is, how tough are you? For some reason it did not in fact disable my jump drive, and now I'm out of energy. Long live the king. Sir, I'm not exactly sure what you're on, but I humbly request that I am given some as well. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the hell? Okay, wow. Well, right now I'm really glad that, hey, I have that, that one, defense turret, but wow. Pirate mothership. 650 Omicron. 600, yeah, 650 Omicron. That's a lot of Omicron. Well, thankfully I'm not really worried about the torpedoes right now, but, huh. I mean, the first two guys went down relatively easily. And then suddenly, everything. Now, if I had one of those defensive request things, right now would be a very choice moment to use them. Okay, let's get back. Talk about test drive, but yeah, at least, we now know it wasn't exactly a problem, or rather, it wasn't exactly a mistake to make half a ship into half of the ship into an actual engine. Ugh. As far as I know, I actually didn't lose too many things either. The energy situation is still a problem, by the way. And by that I mean, I really want to make this thing a little bit more maneuverable. But at the same time, I'm having some troubles. So, okay, we learned a few things today. And I also realized why am I able to actually put another one turret down, because for some reason when it reconstructed it, it didn't put this defense turret on. So I'm not exactly sure what's up with that. What I could really use right now, though, is another military, like another rare military. Armed or unarmed, yeah. See, I need to replace these with something else. And then everything should be fine. Anyway, distress signal. So do you think that that would be a good idea? Probably not. But hey, we did repair our ship. Let's try doing something about it. Come on. One more time, let's do it. There's no way this is going to... Oh dear. So that's actually a lot of them. I mean, I already anticipated that, hey... Now, if my defense turret would actually shoot... then that would be amazing. Well, that guy's actually gaining on me. Yoink. And just like that, he ain't. That previous one was kind of strange. I don't know why the thing hit me. I guess it could be just the fact that, you know, this thing is not fully covered in terms of defense turrets. But okay, 40 seconds and we're gonna be out of here. So much for that distress signal. I think with the current situation of the ship, we should be fine in trying to explore all of the, you know, yellow blips with the ship itself. That might make for an interesting sort of thing. But with that in mind, I think Jerry is in fact done. So let's just tell him to go back. And yeah, I think that Jerry is going to be like on the bottom here somewhere. Because right now, as I already said, Jerry is not useful enough for me to make it a part of our ship. And so, instead, let's do it something like this. There we go. So let's see if we can actually do this properly. Actually, I keep looking at these things and I was like, nah. Hell is the integrity coverage of this ship? It's okay. It's not perfect. Oh, gee. Can you just... no. Can you just small... Can you just... Can you just small... good enough. But yeah. Alright, ladies and gents. I think this is going to be enough for our episode. In the next episode, I promise we're going to go back to the original idea that we're going to go over here and grab that one mission. I started exploring, trying to get to know how big this nation is, but I think we got a little bit sidetracked in the process. I definitely need to do something about the control of the ship because it is really not doing me any favors. Jerry is just so much more maneuverable. And where are you trying to dock it? I'm not really liking the fact that I cannot use my free camera and freaking press C at the same time. It is somewhat annoying. There we go. Never mind. Okay, there we go. 5 minutes later, we have successfully docked. Yeah. Not ideal. Not ideal, but at least something that we can strive to fix in the near future. Alright, ladies and gents, thanks for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.